Hey, it's Sunday. I'm working on Big Sherman here. I'm gonna let you guys know some stuff, how I feel about it or whatever. So far, so good. Haven't had any glitches whatsoever. We've got 39 hours on the meter, which is actually about 37 hours because when I got the machine, it had 2 hours on the meter already. Now, Big Sherman has produced, after looking at my logbook, a little over 11,500 in 14 days. So give or take $310 per hour on the machine. So she's actually doing better than old Big Booty Judy. And here's another thing. We're in the month of November. So in the cold mornings when I start her, I let her sit for a few minutes to warm up all the oil, hydraulics, everything warms up. So she's got running time that's not grinding time on her too. All right, from sitting on the trailer and when we get to the job site. We start her up and we normally walk around. So let me turn this around. On these new machines, got a computer on it. This is how it does. It goes through a preheat, and there you'll see my hours on it. Hard to see here with the sun hitting back at me. And then you just turn the That's how they start. Okay, so she got 39 minus 2, 37. Produced about, like I say, 310 per hour roundabout. And this original set of teeth, I've tuned them up one other time. I just tuned them up just now. They're sharp, but I had one failure. All right, and I know exactly when that failure happened, exactly and where it happened. Around here I do a lot of urban older homes, and I got called to a redo from another stump grinding company, and the guy was supposed to do one stump and another stump that was in a fence line that had a fence post coming up through it. Okay, now I've been doing this so long I know how to do them. So when I got up to it, I took control of the machine. I ground. The pipe that they use for fences was oil field. Houses built in the, I don't know, 30s or 40s. They use real pipe, not the newer thin stuff that these teeth will be able, if you hit them, you may have some damage. On my green teeth, I would have had damage, blown a tooth or whatever on Big Booty Judy. On this one, I knew exactly what happened. It did take part of the steel off of the oil field pipe. I lost the carbide head, but the integrity of the whole tooth part here stood. And it ground, and I finished the job. I was able to get the, I'll give you a tip. If you're doing a fence post around it, if you have access to get grind all the way around the post, get as close as you can to where you can make, the post 4 foot tall. You grab it and you start doing the wiggle. And then I finally kept wiggling and pulling up, and I popped the whole pipe out. The contractor was extremely happy. They had to go through, put another fence in. They thought they were going to need a mini excavator. I did the job. He said, well, the other guy said he's got to get 2 feet away. I said, listen, I'm pretty good at this, so let me see what I can do. And I did it. Now, it did cost me a tooth, all right? But here's the tip of the day, all right? If you're new to this or scared when you're coming up to like close to a house or a foundation, driveway, something like that, almost all your machines, except for the hand swing ones, will have a swing speed. Slow your swing speed down tremendously to where it hardly moves, all right? That way, if you're pulling on a lever, you don't jerk a little too much and you're grounding, you say, oh God, what did I do? So slow down your swing speed. Another thing, while you're inching forward, if you're still not really positive with your controls, like my son's really good at it now, but when it comes to something sensitive, I kind of step in here and there as guidance. See here, the travel speed, you could choke your machine down to where it hardly moves, and that way you could inch forward to something. That's something if you're new to this, all right? You old timers been doing this stuff for a while. I know you know this, or you don't even bother with it like me. I can feather my controls, I just know them. don't ask me about a remote control machine. I've owned them in the past, and I've had my guys run them. I've had the same models, the 2550s and remote controls, so I don't like them, but that's just me, all right? Because I like to feel things. My guys, they'd be up front looking, and to me, I can actually, with a headset on, I can tell if I'm getting into anything just by vibrations or the tone of the wheel. It's just me. I've been doing this too long, all right? So anyway, so 37 hours. I've only lost one tooth. Now here's another tip, all right? On these wheels, if some of you got these that haven't been changed for a long time, you may need a breaker bar. But I just used the Harbor Freight extendable 1/2 inch ratchet, the one I used for my green teeth too. All right, and then it's I think it's 15th, 16th socket. I use an impact shallow socket, and you can use whatever sockets you got, and it fits right in there, except for one thing: keep a skinny screwdriver or a pick. I get these at Harbor Freight, and you clean all the dirt from around here. Clean it all the way around, blow it out, and that way your socket sits right on there, and you pull it out. Okay, and you loosen up. They come right out. Put it in. The new ones, they come with nuts too. So I save the old nuts. And sometimes, like this is a new wheel, the paint is so heavy around it to where it's hard to get a socket on the first time. After that, it's easy. And also, if you have to, you can. I used to have a set, and they got stolen. These swivel heads, all right, for an impact. They'll fit right here, and you can impact them off. My whole set got stolen. Luckily, I still have the swivel adapter, all right, from Harbor Freight. The adapter set is real cheap. I don't know what it is, maybe $10 or less. All right, and then here's another set of the Pittsburghs. I had those. He didn't steal them. I guess he didn't have enough room. That was about a year ago, so I'm still rebuilding all my tools. In the truck, I have a different set of tools for the machine. All right, so anyway, very simple. Okay, these teeth are very strong, but I hear a lot of guys complaining about something. Let me shut off and we'll go inside out of this wind. All right, we're back. Like I said, I hear a lot of guys complaining, oh, those teeth break off in rocks too. And listen, if you grind, I grind in an urban environment, so there's all kinds of garbage where I'm grinding. But no matter where you're grinding, keep a pick with you. If you see rocks there, stop for a second. Shut off your wheel, please, and pick them out. A lot of guys that work for a company, really don't care. It's not their equipment. They'll just grind through whatever. But if it's yours and your machine in your rocky area, do your best to try to pick out what you can. All right? There's no guarantee, and I don't know of any tooth that's going to make it. All right, I mean, all teeth take damages. All right, some are stronger, yes, they are. Another guy wrote me and sent me pictures of a wheel called Rhino Wheel. I know them. They used to make a deal for my 252 years ago, Alpine, and the same ones that make that adapter to go in a chainsaw, Alpine Magnum. They made an Alpine teeth. It was like a 4-claw thing. One bolt pulled it out, and it was a design from England. And I ran it on 252 for years. God, 20 years ago. The guy's a very nice man, and it's a hoof type tooth on the one that they make now. Looks very strong. I'm not going to buy another wheel or whatever. Some of you want to look into it. And I don't know. I've been out of the game as far as that part. I know another guy that ran that here, and he was very happy with it. But I'm happy with my New River. Hell, I'm happy with the green teeth people too. The New River people, have talked to them on the phone. Wonderful people, very personable. Hell, the guy remembered me just by my voice from the show. The TCI show, which I found overwhelming of nice, and he treated me with great kindness. So if you got any problem, you can reach out to them. And he even told me how the story of how they came across and came about, the company came about. It's a very interesting deal of how they were kind of related with Sandvik, but that's their story. I don't want to get it wrong, but you know, they had a working relationship and came up with this, and they helped me out. I had a tooth. I don't have a dealer here. I was able to call them and say, hey, I need a tooth for, you know, real quick. And with the holidays and everything, bam, some replacement teeth came. I'm just going to replace one because I used a diamond wheel to tune them up again. So I've got, what, 37 hours so far, and they're still, I was able to tune them up again, and they're still sharp. That's pretty damn good. Also, somebody asked me this, and I need to clarify this. He asked me when I'm tuning them up, do I ever grind the bottom? And yes, luckily the grinding disc I showed you in the last video is double-sided, so I just lay it flat up against it underneath the tooth and tune it real quick. And then I tune the sides, and everybody's happy. The teeth are happy, I'm happy. What else did someone ask me? Oh, he made it very important. I didn't wear it when I did the one tooth in that last video when I was sharpening it because you guys wouldn't have heard me with a mask on. But yes, wear a mask when you're doing that. Wear eye protection and a mask because the carbide that you're grinding off produces a dust, and it's a carbide dust, and it will cause damage to you. Long-term exposure to you. It's a carcinogen, all right? So it could cause cancer. Another thing, if you're using a green wheel, same thing, eye protection and that. And if you're going to do it outside, I say outside. You don't want it in your shop. Or if you have some way to vacuum it. The green wheel itself is silica carbide, and that the silica from that is also a carcinogen. It causes long problems. So it's a nasty tools of grinding, and sharpeners know this, and they have vacuum systems, and they wear a mask. So I just do it outside with a mask, and you're gonna be all right. All right. I mean, with the diamond wheel, it's not shooting it all over. The green wheel produces, when you sharpen them with a green wheel, it produces a tremendous amount of dust. Remember that, tremendous. So you either do it outside and a mask. You don't want it around the shop. All right, so make something. If you're making a grinding rig, or if you have a bench grinder, put it on wheels and roll it outside. Do it outside with a mask and eye protection. Blow yourself off when you're done, and then wash your hands and all, and you'll be okay. From an old hazmat captain. All right, safety, safety, safety. And you know, I made a video a long time ago on poor man's way to grind green teeth. I explained it in the video about the safety part, about the video was long because I was telling you about the safety and the dust, just like I just did. And somebody complained that, you know, my shields weren't on that bench grinder and that it would explode and I need to take it down. The truth was I keep a diamond wheel on that deal, and I just unscrewed it, and I said it in the video, but he didn't hear it. And then I put the diamond wheel on because it's on a drill press that goes down and rotates on top of it, okay? So that's how I used to sharpen my green wheels. And I just showed you the poor way in one of my old videos. And so remember, in the poor way also, outside, mask, eye protection, and one more important thing I didn't put in that video. Any grinding wheel you're using, do not grind on the sides of the wheel, okay? Because grinding wheels are made to grind against that round surface, that face. Not, here, I'll just use this just like it's a wheel. They're made to grind over here, not on the sides of the wheel. That could cause a micro fracture of a wheel, and then they will explode, all right? So always on the face. How's that? All right, maybe I covered something a little bit better. Anyway, hopefully, you know, I don't get too many haters on this. Generally don't. You guys have been fantastic. And don't forget, I'm going to put the link back in this video. There'll be another link for the Popeye deal. It runs until next Saturday, all right? So just go to look on that link. It'll take you to that video. All you do is make a comment, a like, and be a subscriber, and you're in for the drawing, all right? This evening, I'm going to put the urethane coat on it. I have to use a water-based urethane because of some of the different paints and inks I use. If I use a polyurethane, there's a reaction that could happen, so wish me luck on that one. Another chemistry thing I learned the hard way years ago. Anyway, God bless you. Hopefully this little tidbit about, how long they last, how much the machine produces. So she's producing over $310 per hour on it. I'm very happy. And that's even with the first few days of learning how she works and how the machine works. All right. So far, so good. Everything's happy. See you in the next one.